What's up everybody? It's gonna be an awesome, not an awesome video, I'm not doing anything special. It's gonna be an awesome update, guys. I'm so psyched. So psyched. You can see it in my face. I'm so psyched for this new upcoming, okay, so we have 348. I'm gonna give you guys the lowdown. Wow, Jubik, calm down. It's like I'm on crack. I'm not on crack, don't do drugs, kids. Anyway, 3.4.8 is coming out. Too long didn't read. 3.4.8 is coming out on the 28th of June. That is when the World Arena is going to, Season 1 is going to end. Take 24 hours to calculate the stuff. You'll get your rewards after that. That is also when the new Homunculus is coming out. That's also when some new changes to the Rift Dungeon are coming out. Better drops, no more mana from R5, things like that. I said the new Homunculus is coming out, right? I did say that. Also, changes to the fight runes and the other runes, grindstones that are gonna drop from R5. That's the too long didn't read on that. Yes. So if you just want the quick version, that was it. Pretty exciting. The 28th, and that 3-year anniversary pack should be coming out the 28th as well. So now we have an actual solid date on everything that's coming out. Very exciting. All right, guys. So for those of you that want to stick around, we'll get on to the rest of the video where we go over it slowly. Wow, 1 minute synopsis. That's amazing. For Jubagel, that's amazing. I think I want to do that more nowadays. More coming in future videos. Want to give a quick thing in the beginning, and then I'll talk for an hour about Jubagel. Jubagel. Okay. So, greetings from development team. World Arena is about to end. Season 1. Thank you for the participation, for the services on World Arena, blah blah. Fortunately, a lot of users seem to enjoy World Arena. I do. I like World Arena much better than Guild Wars, actually. I don't mind losing in World Arena as much. Like, I don't want to lose still, but I like I would rather lose in World Arena because I'm playing against someone else than Guild Wars, where I'm playing against nothing and BS beat me, right? So I actually prefer to lose in there if I'm gonna lose. Let's see. Same time, we constantly think about how to improve content and introduce better gaming environments. Okay, future plans for World Arena. World Arena Season 1, World Arena Season 1 will end on June 28th. We'll start again mid-July. There is going to be a time in between where you're only going to be able to World Goodwill battle. You're not going to be able to actually fight ranked battles in World Arena. And it's going to be, these are both, so we're seeing 348 is going to be the June 28th, and 349 is going to be mid-July. So there's going to be another update in mid-July right after that. So we know these are the next two Summoners War updates, not just for World Arena, but for other stuff as well. Alright? So keep that in mind. It's important to note. After telling which will take a day, you get your rewards on the 30th. Now, also, I want to say commend Comptos. I think this is a nice, even though it's like Nat 5 Arena pay to win arena. You can just, it's great for free-to-play players. They can just play World Arena all day, and they get free gameplay. You can just keep Goodwill battling. It doesn't cost any crystals or anything. That's just as much free gameplay as you want. I think that's really nice. I mean, I know some people are like, well, I don't have Nat 5s. Yeah, but you could compete at your level. You don't have to go crazy trying to get as good as you could. Just enjoy the game at whatever level you are. So I think that's pretty cool. And you can still get rewards. There's still, 30 wings, and you win some, you lose some. Another thing to give you mystical scrolls, that it's just more mystical scrolls and water scrolls and fire scrolls and all that stuff. So anyway, so I think that World Arena, all in all, I mean, I don't like the fact that they're calling it an esport, but we'll get onto that because they actually did make some changes to make it closer to an esport, which I was shocked about. It's still not there, but it's closer, and I'm happy about that. After telling, take a day, you want people to able, okay. Reset the tally, just like Arena, right? So we get the victory points. Everyone's getting to get their victory points reset to whatever according to this table. Now, we'd like to talk about the modifications to World Arena. Acquiring additional turns with violent runes will now be limited to 1 turn. No more crazy. That's what I was saying. It's closer to an actual esport now. It's like, okay, there's no violent craziness. That's still. There's still other things that's like making it like not really an esport, but this is at least like 1 additional turn in World Arena. That's crazy. I never would have thought I would see that. I never would have thought I would see that. We've got some opinions regarding the Violet Rune during the first season and decided to put a limit on it. We still believe that activating 1 additional turn can be a powerful variable in the gameplay. It can. It can. But now it's not insane. Now it's not like you lose or win because of BS. Like, you're running out of excuses, guys. If you lose, you actually, like, almost legitimately lose now. That's crazy. Who would have thought? I really like this. I really like this change. It is making it more sport-like. I mean, you can still buy power. You can still get better runes. You can still reappraise runes to get more powerful. You can still buy the, you still need some units. Could use more balancing patches. We could really get there. We could really get there with more balancing patches. So I'm like, this is closer. This is now, we're actually getting closer to the dreaded the Juvegal's least favorite word, esport. But we're like, it's actually like more legitimate now. Because Violent Rune's limited. Okay, if you've consumed all of your turn without any action time will be reduced by half. So this is nice against those people that are AFK, away from keyboards. That's what it's called. I know it's not a keyboard, right? Away from their devices. They just put the device down and they're like walk away and wait for the person to quit, right? And they're like hoping, they're like, maybe they'll quit and I'll win, and they get frustrated or whatever. But yeah, now it's a couple changes. So the time is less and less every turn. It's similar to how Hearthstone does it, right? If someone's away from the keyboard, doesn't actually make an action, the time that they get there for the next turn, the time they get to move is reduced, is shortened by half. I don't know if it's half in Hearthstone necessarily, but now it's going to be shortened to 30 seconds. If you don't move at all for your first turn, it's shortened to 15 seconds. If you don't move for that turn, it's shortened to 7 seconds. So like, if you can't really be away from the keyboard and try to frustrate the other person into quitting, because now it's not going to work. Now they get as much as the player that's actively on the device gets as much turn as they want, and they don't have to wait for your cheap a-hole. So that's great. I love that. Another great change. Base turn for additional effect activation will be followed. We already talked about that. Oh no, actually we didn't. So how it is currently, it's 30 turns before the attack power increase and the HP decrease. Now it's going to be 20 turns. It's going to make it a little bit more fast-paced, so that's nice. That's nice. In order for users to be able to enjoy more thrilling, yes, we decided to reduce the number of turns that activate additional effect. I think it's another good change. I like that change too. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe there's going to be some problems, like, I don't know, maybe unforeseen circumstances, but I'm sure that they did not rush into this hastily. Victory point balancing will be modified. Too stressed that their gameplays are getting interfered. I don't know really too much about what they're talking about gameplays getting interfered aside from crashes. Decided to modify the calculation of victory point based on data so it can be more balanced. I think that they want people to not, like, they want it to not be like so crazy. Like if a G2 player gets matched up with like a C3 player, like the C3 player could win and then like win all these points, the G2 player loses all these points, and it's like a little bit closer, less crazy. I think is what they mean. I'm not sure. Along with changes in the rules. I'm not sure what kind of other changes in the rules there are going to be. Let's see what rewards are added. Legend grade will be given a special reward, a Hall of Fame. So now if you're a legend at the end of the... I mean, this really doesn't impact like 99.999% of people playing, obviously. But if you're a legend, at the end you get into the Hall of Fame. Pretty cool, but really it impacts like 30 people. 30 people are like legend contenders out of like millions. Let's be honest. Some of you may have already noticed, but a menu will be added to... Okay. Who would be the honorable? We already know the 30 that are always in the top anyway. We already know, unless a new challenger appears and decides they want to really get crazy into this, or someone sells their account to someone else and they go crazy for World Arena. But generally, like, we know it's like the top 1% of the top 1%. New statue. That's great, but that doesn't really impact most people. Let's be honest. New World Arena Season 2 rewards. This is cool. A season reward, Homunculus Transmog, and Transmog Effect Elia's Ride will be available. Though we don't have the images yet, we can tell you these would be great rewards for sure. Along with the above rewards, Elia's house and a building where Elia rides where Elia's rides can be kept will also be added. That sounds cool. So you can collect a little, like all of Elia's rides, and then she has like a little stable kind of thing. Kind of reminds me of like a Final Fantasy thing. I don't know why, but that's pretty cool. That's like, I would not have thought about that. But the homunculus transmogrification is cool. I really don't like the way my homunculus looks. He looks like weird. He's got like the feathered 80s hair, and he's got like a little dress thing. I'm not like, it looks good. He looks like like the actual artwork is good, but it's just like not my style of monster as far as looks wise. It's not my type. Next, let's talk about the modification. This is crazy, okay? After opening this dungeon, we've had so many internal discussions how to make improvement, and we finally decided to make the following modifications. A new reward box will be added as a reward for the Rift Dungeon gameplay. From this box, gems and grindstones related to fight determination, enhanced accuracy tolerance, all the new rune grindstones, as well as other items will be dropped with a fixed chance. So reward box added as a reward. And that's how you get the fight determination, enhanced accuracy tolerance stuff, right? So that's what's going to be there. No more gems and grindstones related to fight determination, enhanced accuracy tolerance runes will be dropped in the Rift Raid due to the modification. Beautiful. How many people were complaining that like they don't even use any of these new sets, and now it's going to be so much more enjoyable to farm. Not even that. The next one. Actually, it's not even. Where's the next one? It's somewhere in here. It's gonna be. There's no more mana drops. No more mana drops as well. I'll just spoil it for you guys. No more mana drops. No more fight determination, enhance, whatever drops from Rift of Worlds. That's an amazing. That alone, I'm excited about that. In addition to all this other stuff that I'm excited about for this one, I can't wait. Really great. It's gonna like. You guys are gonna breathe a sigh of relief, like, oh my god, yes, thank god, I can actually get violent and swift and rage grinds. Finally, no more mana. Thank you, come to us. I think this is a great improvement. I think this is great. I wish this would have happened sooner. Here's another one. Condensed magic crystals will now be dropped for users who reach grade B and up. With this modification, amount of condensed magic crystals dropped each time has been slightly reduced. Drop rate has increased. So you're able to acquire more in the end, right? So the amount is slightly reduced, but no matter what you rank, you'll be able to acquire more. So that's nice. So condensed magic crystals, I know people were having trouble getting them if they were lower level. Now you can get them a little bit more. It's going to be a little less of a hassle to get them. Okay, the thing is, the new homunculus, so you're like, oh, should I farm them now to get the new homunculus? It's going to be easier to farm them after the homunculus is coming out. You're going to get more that way after the patch on the new update on the 28th, right? So if you do, I mean, you can farm them now to get the homunculus on the 28th, but it's going to be a little bit more time consuming from what they're saying. Effect of the fight determined. Okay, so now they're increasing 1 to fight determination and enhance runes. So fight is going to be attack power plus 8% now instead of 7. Same with defense and HP. Also, the price that you're going to be able to sell them for is increased from 161. I don't know 161. Anyway, up to 300% according to the grade of the rune. So nice. Price of the runes acquired before the patch won't be increased. So you don't get to hoard the runes now and then sell them later. It's going to be just after the patch. And then mana stones will no longer drop as a rift reward, which is great. Runes, grindstones, gems have been added, enabling users to acquire mana stones. Right, but we didn't. I mean, look, like, why do you you don't go to Rift of Worlds and say like, oh, I'm gonna grind and grind and grind and grind 3 minutes for a run, and then, oh, I got mana. Rip me, rip my life. So that's great. I love this. I love that. Absolutely beautiful. No one is gonna have a problem with that. One guy's gonna be like, no, I really like mana. The amount of inflicted damage will be increased by. Okay, so in Rift Dungeon, for the Rift Beasts, amount of inflicted damage will be increased by 50% when using monsters that have attribute advantages against Rift Beasts in the Rift Dungeon. Against Rift Beasts. However, monsters with attribute disadvantage will receive 50% increased damage from Rift Beasts. The defense of the Rift Beast will also slightly increase. Oh, defense, yay, increase. But this is nice, at least it makes it. This is kind of like saying like, hey, we don't want you using the same team for every Rift Beast. Use different teams. Like for the fire one, now use water. Hi, let's use water. Hi, but this is nice. It's kind of making you change your teams up a little instead of using the same team for everything. Instead of using like Xiaolin for every Rift Beast. So we'll see. We'll do some gameplay on that later, after the change on June 28th. Seems that only certain monsters are being used, right? Especially those attack type, regardless of the attribute. And yes, that's why. We already talked about why. Third Anniversary Invitational support type Homunculus will be added in the next update. Bam bam. So this is going to be the 28th. The next update is the 28th. June 28th. That's the date, guys. June 28th. We're currently balancing the stats and skills, so we can't give you much details, but it'll be a great monster that possesses various beneficial and harmful effects. Ooh, they already said so much. Beneficial and harmful effects. Homunculus crafting cost and evolution cost will be greatly decreased with the update. Ooh. Ooh, for the current one, or for the current one and the new one is going to match the current one, or is the new one going to be more than the current one? Okay, so that's good for people that don't have the Homunculus yet. It's going to be easier to get the Homunculus. So they're kind of making it more accessible for newer players. There we go. So I think let's go look at this various beneficial and harmful effects. Now I guess you do have to choose, like maybe you can do one, maybe one is just beneficial effects, maybe one is just harmful effects. But let's think about what other monsters have beneficial and harmful effects both. We have like, okay, like I'm thinking Bastet, however you want to say it, the water desert queen. I'm thinking who else? Like some of the unicorns. They're holding hands. How cute. But we can think of some of those. Like okay, maybe you got some shields, got some attack buffs, got some defense buffs, got some immunity buffs, got some debuffs. What are we thinking? Maybe strippers. Maybe they're gonna put some more strippers into the game. Maybe they're gonna put some defense breaks, glancing hits. A nice AOE defense break monster would be nice too. We don't have too many of those. We have a few. You know, we have a few that are easily obtainable, but we could use some more AOE defense breakers. AOE different harmful effects. Not bad, but that's what we're seeing as far as there. I think we might see some strip skills, guys. Honestly, I think we might see some strip skills. I think Comptos likes to do those shields nowadays. I don't know. Because the ones that we already have some debuffs, like have freeze, have brand, have slow, have defense break. So I'm thinking what else on the attack ones that we have currently. So I'm thinking what else do they have? What else would be something that they don't already have with the current one? Strip skills and like immunity, shields, things like that. Alright guys, I think that's gonna do 17 minutes. Wow, did I really talk that fast? These usually are like an hour long. But anyway guys, I hope you're excited. I hope you're as excited about the new update as I am. I'm really psyched about it. I think this is huge. The Violet proc changes to rating. I feel like this is just like all good stuff. All good stuff. Like a couple, I mean, I give this a 9.5 out of 10. And now we have finally a date for the end of the season is June 28th. Start of the next season, mid-July, with the next update. So we don't know what the next update's going to have aside from that. We know that this stuff's going to be in this update. Well, I assume that all this is going to be in this update, right? Unless some of this is pushed back to the mid-July update. But it looks like all this stuff is going to be in this update, from what I assume, right? From what I presume and assume. But that's great. We have two time frames, which I love time frames. And the 3-year pack is, I'm sure, going to be June 28th as well. So yeah, there we go, guys. There we go. It's fine. We finally have more information. Oh my goodness! And I think it's a fantastic update. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. I think this is mostly just some things, like some tweaks. People like, oh, I don't want an extra defense on the Rift Beasts, but I think all in all, this is a great update. I'm super happy with it. I think that Comptos is actually listening. It seems like they're listening for this one, and they're taking things in the right direction. So I'm super happy about that. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.